Talk about the spirit of Satan working in the earth. Read.
Only he who now letteth will let.
So the Most High is letting Satan operate for a certain amount of time. Read.
Until he be taken out of the way.
Until the Most High take him out of the way. So when we fell and lost our dominion, the power was given to Satan, and the Most High gave him a certain amount of time in which he could operate in the earth. In this time, Satan will be putting on trial the image of the Most High, or the Most High's creation. So Satan is at war with us. It's not the Most High at war with us. The things we blame on the Most High is not the Most High. We just blame him because we figured since he's the guy that the power that's controlling everything, what's ever happening to me, he's allowing to happen to me. Not understanding there's an adversary working independent. Now the Most High can give this spirit like he did Job. He can give this spirit a limit on what he can do against any of us. Like Satan can operate and do what he do, but the Most High can limit what he does. You understand? So he can't go as far as the Most High will let him, or as far as the more we let him in, or whatever the case is, then he becomes our ruler and operates again. He operates against us, but we'll readily let him in. And that's a difference. There's a difference between the old societies and in this society, because it's easier for him to get in, because it's just part of culture now to be in league with Satan. So why the Most High just won't, like you say, like make everything right? The Most High is bound by his word. So because Adam fell, there's a period of time in which he would make man, but he would have to go through this process while Satan is in charge. And then the Most High would have to send his son at a certain point that would undo the curse, that would one day make us what Adam was meant to be from the beginning, before he sinned. You understand? But that takes time. Satan is still operating in between that time. So our only hedge or protection is to try to cleave to the Most High to get power against this serpent, and not yield our spirit. You know, we're going to fall sometimes, things happen, mistakes, whatever the case is. But we have to be conscious of things and get things right, because it's time. But first, we have to understand what God is we serving. Is we serving Satan, or are we serving the Most High? You understand? And then you just read the Bible, look at the laws in the Bible, and compare yourself to the laws. All right? But it's not a magic bullet. Some people use that as not you, but I see atheists out there and saying, well, that's why I don't believe in God, because if this God exists, why can't he just snap his fingers and makes things better? Where is this God's will being done in the earth? His will is being done. Job 9 and 24 tell us the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So Satan have his time to operate. And since Christ was crucified, Satan is really coming down knowing that he have a short time. So it's even worse now, because he knows time is ticking down on him. Okay. You understand? We're at the end of this whole fight, this whole battle for souls. Now Satan knows he's going to lose this. But his quest is to take as many souls that love the Most High with him. So we have to come to a realization and say, well, if I know that this guy is fighting a no-winning battle, I'm not going out with him. You understand? So you have to come to a point and say, well, I'm not going that way. And you go with the Most High, you pray with the Most High, you start from the beginning and just start learning and get to know the Most High, because the Most High loves us more than we love ourselves. And that's just the truth. We don't even know how to love ourselves, to tell you the truth. The Most High can love us more than we can ever think. You understand? Because none of us are worthy of this kingdom. He's going to give it to us anyway, because he promised it. You understand? All of our righteousness together, no matter what we try to do, whether or not it's right, or try to think our righteousness is high and all that, All of our righteousness, I don't care what we do, is filthy rags. It's nothing with the Most High. Because all of us are worthy, everything we've done, it's worthy of death. And that's with all of us. Therefore, the people in church or whatever the case, just because someone have a Bible, you don't have to feel that you're so alienated from them because they're reading the Bible or they're so different than you. The only difference between certain people and the people in church is the people that are out there are doing it and they're not trying to mask it.
How do you know which Bible is right? There's so many. I mean, sometimes I have different friends who tell me like certain things and they make sense, and then you're like, but then all of this makes sense. So does that make sense?
That is a good question. So there's many Bibles. How do we know that the Bible we're reading is the Bible? Well, that is a good question. And see, and that's why we have an academy which actually teach you the origin of the book itself. Therefore, you don't have to ask certain questions because you have that foundation to know what was the Bible before it was English, what was the translations, how was it translated, and what Bible should we read today. Common sense for those that are scholars who have dealt with the Bible on the scholarly level. And it's a shame that the whole earth wasn't able to look at the Bible on a scholarly level. I think that's part of the deception. You should know how the Bible was compiled. But you feel that's too high grade for you. That's something that a preacher or someone that wants to be a part of the church, something they should know. And we wouldn't be more further than the truth by thinking that. In order for you to believe the Bible, you must know how it was compiled. The reason we know the King James Version Bible is the Bible is because it's the only book on earth that we have today that closely correlates from the Hebrew and the Greek translations. The newer Bibles are a translation from the King James translation. So if you see New International Version, New King James Version, listen, why would I need a New King James Version? Why would I need a New International Version? It's utterly ridiculous. So why don't I go to the book that they're making translations out of a translation? Why don't I go back to the true book that they're using? What book was that? The King James 1611. Any other book, any other Bible besides the King James, huh?
How do you know that wasn't changed as well?
Changed from what? It was translated.
Yeah, like that during translation people could change things.
Yeah, but what can they change? Like here, I'm gonna give you an example. In Acts the 12th chapter in the 4th verse, right? It says the word Easter, right? So if I'm a Christian, I'll see the word Easter there, and I might think, okay, I can celebrate Easter, right? But when you go into the Strong's Concordance, which is all the words which are in the Hebrew and Greek before the translation, that word Easter is not there. It says Passover. So now, the Christian church tried to deceive me into following the God as a star. Am I to throw out that key information, that whole book, because the Christian church wanted to worship Easter? No. I'm going to research and see what words were there before the translation, and then I can just translate the word to its original text. Therefore, I can read the sentence and just inject Passover instead of Easter. Now the sentence still stands. The history of that precept still stands. I just know that they try to deceive me with Easter, like they put God in the Bible. You understand? But I'm not going to throw out the Bible because when they translate it into the English, they put God there. The Hebrew, it says Elohim, and the Most High says, I am that I am, which is Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya. So I'm able to go, you can get yourself a Strong's Concordance, you can get it yourself, and you can take your Bible and open it up and see what words were there before the translation. That's what you have an exhaustive Strong's Concordance for. So now there's no excuse. You have all the words that was there before it was translated. And if somebody asks you how you know, you can give them the history on it and say, well, I have to do the research on it because I wanted to make sure I was reading the right book. Now I'm going to tell you, here's the problem. The people that have all these questions don't read the Bible at all. How can you have questions about a book you never read? And see, that's why is it that you can go to school and they'll throw any book in front of you? They'll make you pay for your books too. And you'll take it and read it and own it without any questions. And you don't ask who wrote it. You don't ask whether or not it was translated. You don't ask whether or not it's valid. But you learn it because the authorities gave it to you. So and those are the books you should be questioning. The Bible stands. It's the most publicized, and it's the most sought after, and it's sold more copies than any other book in literature history.
I guess most people don't read it because they don't know which one to read, if that makes sense. Like, obviously, I've never followed religion ever or anything, so I don't believe that there's a God somewhere, but like that's it. And
so, were your parents raised Christian?
no.
Pagans?
Like I'm Indian, but like I don't follow anything.
I'm saying, were they pagans? What?
No, nothing.
Just nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I tell you, the Bible stands. And I can tell you this. I couldn't question the Bible if I wanted to. I'm sorry I wasn't able to go into it tonight. I think I'll go into it tomorrow for the Sabbath. Man, do you know that the Bible in the Apocrypha is going in chronological order with exactly what's going over in the Middle East right now? Even in the next country, I know the next country they are about to attack. What king going to do what? You understand? I know they're going to overtake Syria. And I know that Iran is going to waste a part of Assyria. So now that lets me know what part. And now I look on the news, they're going into Pakistan, and now they're going to start a coup or starting what you call a rebellion in Syria. Now Syria is in league with Iran, and Iran was using that as a window to fight Israel. But somehow Israel and America are going to impact a part of Assyria, which is Syria, to the point where they're going to infiltrate Syria to go against Iran. And Iran is going to waste a part of Assyria before they bomb America. It's in chronological order. Thousands of years in the Apocrypha before. And I just found this out tonight. I just found it in this book tonight. In chronological order, what the U.S. and Great Britain is going to do next. Where else can you get this information?
Maybe they wrote it on purpose and then they weren't going to do it.
See, but here's the problem. You know what? Maybe they wrote it on purpose, but here's the issue, sister. They didn't write it. The Hebrews wrote it. We wrote it. That's number one. Number two, sister, think about this. This was translated out of the Septuagint. And we're talking about what? Probably about 25 years before Christ? With certain, the Apocrypha was here before Christ was on the earth. So who these guys that wrote it and knew exactly they was going to plot this in 2011 AD? That's impossible. Somebody here knew something. These were the prophets, sister, and they wrote it down and they penned what the Holy Spirit gave them.
So why can't people change it? Like they're reading what's going to happen, so all the people in that country can read that and change it.
Listen, the reason people can't change it because their life are attached to something within this world. Like for instance, the greed of the people who are ruling this world, they're being ruled by greed, and that is dictating their pattern. A lot of them don't even understand that they are a part of living prophecy. They're just following their greed. Then you have those who know better, but feel under the Luciferian doctrine that if they help Satan get back to the throne, that Satan is going to give them immortality. That's what's promised in Luciferian doctrine. So you have elites like your Queen of England, your popes, and all these others, they believe Satan is going to win.
You know how you said magic exists, yeah?
Yeah, magic does exist. It's satanic.
So why can't they use magic for good stuff and everyone can do some magic?
There's no such thing as good magic.
Oh, okay.
And not only that, you have to realize, again, you can only serve two masters. You got Satan or the Most High. That's it. There's no in between. All the magic you see here today is satanic. And it's natural now. You ever play with a Ouija board? No? Good. You're scared of it. That's good. You ever deal with any level of witchcraft whatsoever? Good. Well, you're smart enough not to do that. Okay. That's good. Astrology, any type of astrology or any type of tarot cards or nothing like that? That's good. Zodiac, you don't deal with the zodiac signs?
No, I mean, like, you read it for fun, like it's awesome because it's always on the newspaper, but I don't believe it.
You read it for fun?
Yeah, it's just on a page, so I don't know, it's just like, oh, it just happens, how long?
Okay. It's satanic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what do you mean, like, if you read it raw ability? Like,
You put your faith in it. So, believe it or not, and the fallen angels taught this, that there are certain attributes that go under where you were born. But mankind was not supposed to understand that. Because they'll start dictating their life off of the flesh. And when you was born according to the flesh, when you can actually circumvent the astrology and circumvent that pattern by taking on Christ. You can actually change everything, your whole path, by taking on the Most High. But by staking claim to your astrology, you are actually following the person that you were born in the flesh. You understand? And that person ain't going to make it. And that's for all of us. Yes?
How are clairvoyants and demonic if they interact with like the angels and their spirits? And some of them are actually...
What you say?
Some of them are, like say they connect, they read the Bible and they themselves believe in God.
Who's that?
Clairvoyants, psychics.
Psychics are Satanists. Let me show you something. You have a Bible with you?
No.
Somebody open up a Bible. So these are people that can talk to dead people?
Yeah, some of them say they interact with angels.
Okay, I'm going to show you something.
You know.
Okay. All right. All right. They interact with angels. All right. You ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. We're in Leviticus 19 and 21. You there?
Yeah.
Read it, Lawyer.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 21.
Read it.
Excuse me.
19 and 31, excuse me. 19 and
Leviticus
31.
chapter 19, verse 31.
Read it.
Regard not them that have familiar spirits.
Read that again.
Regard not them that have familiar spirits.
The Most High says, regard not them that have familiar spirits. Familiar spirits is those that's linking with angels, those that linking with other people. Those are familiar spirits, where they can familiarize with dead people and all those things, trying to tell you the future. Listen.
Neither seek after wizards.
Don't go looking after no wizard. That's a male witch. Oh, you got these guys, I see something in your life and I see this. That's a wizard. Read.
Neither seek after wizards, to be defiled by them. I am the Most High, your power.
Leviticus 20 and 6. Read it.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 6. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and wizards, to go a whoring after them.
So you're actually linking yourself with false deities, which is spiritual fornication. Read.
I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people.
So back then, if anyone was dealing with a wizard or a witch, he was cut off from amongst the children of Israel. Let's go to Deuteronomy 18 and 11. Read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 11.
Deuteronomy 18 and 11. Now, yeah, you can start at the 10th verse.
Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
When it says pass through the fire, we were giving up our children at a young age to Moloch or Satan or to Baal. And you have people who actually do that today. A lot of people don't know this. When they Christian their child, that's giving their son to Moloch. Or your daughter. Yeah, when you take your babies when they're born and get them Christianed, that's turning your child over to Moloch.
What's Moloch?
Moloch was a deity, a Babylonian satanic deity, and it's Satan, another name for Satan. Yes.
So like, people like prophets, did you know that in the church? And they prophesy.
I do believe.
They've got
Listen,
like
listen.
prophesying about you.
I do believe in prophets. We're reading them right now in Isaiah, Jeremiah,
Not
Zechariah.
ones that like the
Listen,
callings of prophets.
nah,
And
nah.
go there and so
Nah.
actually do told stuff.
No. Let's show you what the Bible say. Finish reading.
Verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times.
That means someone's trying to tell you about the times, and as far as letting you know what's going to happen in your future. Read.
Or an enchanter, or a witch,
Or a what?
or a witch,
Read. And they all over England. Read.
or a charmer,
Go ahead.
or a consulter with familiar spirits.
This is someone that's talking to something. It's telling you, listen, I'm talking to something. And I'm going to give you some information from this spirit I'm talking to. Read.
Or a wizard,
Or a what?
or a wizard.
Or a wizard. It's a male one of them. Read Exodus 22 and 18, last one.
Exodus chapter 22, verse 18.
Read it.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Read it again.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
So the Most High told us, according to the law, that we shouldn't let a witch live. And that's crystal clear. There will be no wizards, familiar spirits, or necromancers. They get their power from fallen angels and demons. And that's what the brother was talking about earlier when he was asking about the fallen angels. But I wanted to keep it kind of lower to really get to the people. I didn't want to scare people off before I get to know what everyone else was dealing with. Sometimes you have to bring it low so that other people can understand it, but I'm going to go into it and some of it tomorrow.
Some people say, you know, like they're religious people, but they're not like bad people because they're just religious, and they can just like they can just guess your future and tell you things.
If they do that,
Carrot people, but you just
they're Satanists. They can do that, but they're Satanists. Certain people they won't mess
say
with.
they're really good people, and they
Yeah,
can just because they believe in God so much.
but they just have that gift.
You say, okay, hold on. Somebody tell me, how can there be a good witch? What's this thing I'm hearing nowadays that they can be good people? How they be? That's like a good Satanist.
Some people say cowards will train words and stuff to God.
Huh?
Cowards.
This is what I'm saying though. How can a witch be good?
Sabrina.
There's no such thing as a good witch. There's no such thing as a good sorcerer or a good astrologer or a good... Listen, you can have a guy that, and this happens all the time, that gives to the poor, that teach people in school and look out for the children and give to charities, and you'll think he's a good person, but at night he's firing up a 5-pointed star. 5-pointed star, butt naked, sitting there with his hands open, looking up to Satan somewhere. This is what listen. These are the things that happens. You understand? This is what they do. But the next day they look total normal. Hey, how you doing, Bob? Yeah, I'm going to get the news, the paper. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I'm on my way to school teaching. But these straight sadistic, satanic people, because of this theory, this understanding that people can be good that follow Satan. No. It don't work like that. These are witches, they're warlocks, there's no such thing as good Wiccans. They got this new thing where you can be a Wiccan, but you're not a Satanist. It's total madness. See, but that's what Satan wanted. Satan wanted a society in which you wouldn't know the difference between good and evil.
What were the people saying they've seen God?
And how do you
How do you, how?
Is that, you know, because you obviously see before it happens.
Well, usually, deja vu, I don't know why they call it deja vu. I think they're linking it to some type of Hinduism or type of East Indian type of thing of you've been here before. That ain't the case at all. Usually deja vu is something you've seen in a dream that was futuristic. And you find yourself doing it. And like I did it before, but it's something you actually did while you were asleep. The Most High showed you some part of your future. That's all that is. And it tell you that at night, when sleep fall on a man, the Most High sealeth their instructions. So the Most High sometimes give us things while we're asleep. And when we're exercising it in the future, we think that, I must have been here. No, the Most High showed you it while you were asleep. Okay? So it's not that you were here in another life and all that madness people be talking about. Alright? Okay, we got to break down, but I'll take 1 or 2 more questions and we'll be done. Yes?
Do the Nephilim spirits pick who they appear to? Or sort of drift around?
The Nephilim spirits, do they pick? No, they don't usually pick. You have these sorcerers and these witches and demons, these demon worshippers, who welcome them. They do certain rituals in which they'll appear before them. That's why they have these so-called fairy tales, the witch upon a star, a shooting star, a fallen star. They have rituals that actually welcome these fallen angels and spirits. They have books in which they know certain spells and all that, so that they can actually entrap a spirit to work with them or work for them. That's why I asked the person, do you got a Ouija board in your house? That's one way they utilize or come into your space. Spirits, we've watched by spirits day and night, all of us. They come through our homes, they come through the places we live, and they just keep going. But people with Ouija boards and things of that nature, when they come through, they learn how to trap those particular spirits or start talking to them and dealing with them. And when the spirits pass through and you start talking and dealing with them, now that they have communication, they stay. They're not looking to pass through now because now they have communication. They can only operate through those who yield themselves. So that's the door. If they get a door, they're not going anywhere. And they usually drive people crazy. Because once you let them in, they don't need to look for anyone. You let them in. They're not going anywhere. They're going to stay in your house. They're going to stay bothering you. They're going to tempt you to try to pick up that board. All that. And they're going to do things for you. They'll do things for you. Just so you can keep them around. Yes. Yeah.
Talking of spirits, what type of spirits do you believe are those who have physical interaction in our realm, i.e., you know, moving things or...
They're demons. They're demons.
It's not a good spirit.
No, there's no good spirit moving something in your house. Okay. Yes, sir.
This is what comes back to the question I asked before.
Yeah.
If these guys understood what Nephilim was, they'll understand when they became demons.
Yes.
And they became. So if you could, please explain to them what Nephilim are.
Okay, I can. Okay, I got a couple. In the book of Enoch. In the book of Enoch, and it's also in the book of Genesis, the 6th chapter. It says, when the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, they came down and dealt and married the daughters of men. This happened before the flood. Now, when these angels came down, it tell you in the book, I think in the book of Jubilees, that they appeared as the woman's husband, but they had greater stature. And they came and slept with the women, and they bare children. And they tell you in Genesis 6 that there were giants in the land in those days, in the earth in those days. Those giants are Nephilim. Now, one thing about these giants, They had inordinate skulls. They were tall. They started consuming mankind. They started eating people. Once mankind could no longer operate with them, they started eating people. Now these angels taught them strange things. Technology. They taught the women the making and tincture of jewelry. Believe it or not, it tells you in the book of Jasher, they also gave them a potion for birth control. So when you look at birth control, it's the same potion that was given to them. It says they gave them the birth control so that they can keep their shape. In the book of Jasher. So this birth control you have, it's the same potions they used before the flood. Also, this is where demons come in at, because when the Nephilims, when the Most High seen that they were destroying mankind and they were mixing animals with plants and doing all types of evil genetic splicing, they knew that what Satan was trying to do was Satan was attempting to destroy creation in itself. He was looking to destroy the Most High's people. So the Most High sent the Spirit to Noah and told Noah, build an ark. In 120 years, I'm going to destroy this place, because if I don't stop them, they're going to destroy everyone. They're going to kill off my creation. These Nephilim also started splicing animals, and that's where you get your dinosaurs, your Tyrannosaurus Rexes, all these different big creatures that was eating people. It wasn't 100 billion years ago. That happened before the flood. All right? So the Most High told Noah, only the animals that come crouch before you do you let in the ark. Tell you that in the book of Jasher. If they don't crouch before you, don't let them in, because 9 times out of 10, they have probably been genetically modified or some type of splicing by these giants who had a chance to operate in this earth. Now, they landed, the angels that fell, they landed on Mount Hermon. They came from the stars, and they agreed with one implication to land on Mount Hermon. Mount Hermon is what you see on your movies when you see Paramount and all the stars be coming through the sky and land around a mountain. You can see the stars around a mountain on Paramount Pictures, to show you that these stars are the authors or fathers of what you see in these living pictures. They're the gods that are being worshipped in these particular movies. Every movie that's out there under Paramount, there's some secret linked back to the Nephilim. Now, another thing is, because there were so many of them, the Most High chose to destroy them. But before he destroyed them, he wanted to judge their fathers, who made an agreement, because they was not supposed to deal with the women. They were supposed to watch and minister to the people and report to the Most High. The stars are angels. They're not no fire. Every star you see in the sky are watchers. That's what they do. And these came down and made themselves in a form of man, and came and dealt with women and brought evil in the earth. Made dinosaurs and did all types of evil things. So the Most High told Azazel, I will ascribe the sin to you. And it tell you that his punishment would be, he would be hid in the desert Dudael until the day of judgment. And that's why the Great Pyramid was built. It was the only Great Pyramid, the only pyramid that wasn't built by man. It was built by angels, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Azazel is at the bottom of the Great Pyramid Giza. I've seen the Great Pyramid Giza. The same distance at its apex, at the bottom, there's a rock slid in place. That's where Azazel, the fallen angel, is. Okay? Now, you see all these motion pictures about releasing the spirit and all that. They cannot release Azazel. All right? Now, for the children, this is where demons come in at. He says, because there's no place for your children, because the Most High didn't make that area that will preserve the earth for these particular beings. He said, because there's no heavenly realm for them and there's no place in earth for them, I'm going to have your children fight each other in war. That's your demigods, or what you would call the clash of the titans that you have in mythology, where the titans started fighting each other off for any political purposes or whatever the case is. That's all the gods you see in Greek mythology today. They end up fighting each other off and killing each other off. And he said, listen, and what will proceed from them is evil spirits, because they came from the women and the fallen angels. He says these spirits will go throughout the earth, attack, do battle. They'll hunger and thirst, but yet not be filled. Okay? So what these spirits do, he says, and they will go into man to attack man, because they proceeded from the angels and the women. So that's where demons came from. And what they do is they use our bodies to satisfy their appetites. You see somebody eat too much or drink too much, they got a spirit. That's the point of fasting. By fasting, a spirit cannot stay in your vessel because they love to eat and drink. So by abstaining from food and drink for a time, the spirits cannot stay. That's the point in fasting. Okay? And that's how demons came on the earth. And they're still here until the day of judgment. And one came to Christ and asked Christ, have you come to destroy me or come to judge us before my time? And he cast the spirit out and cast it into some swine to show you that they can also go into animals. So sometimes they be in cats and different animals just watching us, waiting for us to do something so that they can get in us. And that's how they operate. And when they're in us, they can cause sicknesses, they can do all types of things. It was better, you were better off asleep, right? You were better off not even knowing, right? She's shaking her head, yeah. But that's what it is. But we're at the end, though. The good thing about this is we're almost finished. Any more questions? You scared? Yeah. For what? Follow the Most High. Follow the Most High. Just pray to the Most High and follow the Most High. Why would you be scared? I mean, the Most High love you. Right? Most High love you.